All right. To my three scrappy gentlemen here. My two note cards. Okay. Just like that. Good morning. My name is Courtney Jones, and I'm here to give you a persuasive speech on preventing hearing loss. I'm going to start with a personal story of mine to give you a reason on why hearing loss is so important to me. I had this uncle, his name was Uncle Dan, and he was my grandfather's brother. And it was a consensus among me and my brothers that he was the best uncle in the world. And we used to go to his house and hang out with him all day to just listen to stories of he and my grandfather when they were young running around the town wrecking the place. And we will spend hours upon hours just listening to him. We'll go fishing, we'll go hunting, we'll hop in the truck and just take a road trip to just go nowhere, basically. But over time, we realized that it became harder and harder to communicate with him due to the fact that we had to repeat ourselves all the time, and we had to yell when we spoke to him. It got to the point where we just avoided him altogether. A little background on Uncle Dan was that he worked at a sawmill for over 55 years. Being in that loud environment, it definitely affected his hearing loss. So, the National Institute on Deafness and Other Communication Disorders stated there are two reasons on why you can suffer from hearing loss. The first reason is presbycusis. An article of hearing loss in older adults states that doctors don't even know why more people are affected than others with presbycusis, and that it seems to be hereditary. There are two types of noise-induced hearing loss. The first type is temporary threshold shift, or TTS. It's caused by a moderate amount of noise over a short period of time. This type of noise-induced hearing loss you can recover from with the proper treatment. In the article, Noise-Induced Hearing Loss, it states that construction workers, military members, farmers, mechanics, and musicians are affected by TTS. And even in their younger to middle-aged years, because of too much exposure to loud noises. The effects could be immediate or over a long period of time. The symptoms ranges from ringing in your ears to sound misperception. The second type of noise-induced hearing is permanent threshold shift, or PTS. This type of hearing loss is almost impossible to recover from, and it's caused from exposure of loud noises for long and short amounts of time. Musicians are most commonly affected by PTS. Now that we discussed presbycusis and noise-induced hearing loss, we'll discuss decibel levels and its effects. The decibel scale ranges from 0 to 150 decibels. A decibel is a unit used to measure the intensity of a sound or power level of an electrical signal by comparing it with a given level on a logarithmic scale. In IAC Acoustics, it stated that any sound that ranges from 80 decibels or higher is considered to be dangerous. Some common decibel levels of common instruments that we encounter on a daily basis are chainsaws, which are measured at 120 decibels. Motorcycles are measured at 100 decibels. And even a common garbage disposal, which is in most households, are measured at 80 decibels. All dangerous to our hearing. Now that you have an idea of how sound is measured and the common sounds that we are exposed to on a daily basis, we will now discuss prevention. First, you must avoid loud enclosed areas like clubs or loud restaurants. If you go to a loud restaurant, ask to sit on the outside where you can control your setting. Also, use your inside voice when you're inside. You don't want to add to the problem. If it is completely unavoidable to escape the loud noise, wear hearing protection. In our profession, we wear earmuffs or earplugs or both to maximize the protection. Education is the best prevention. Know the signs and symptoms of hearing loss and be aware of the dangerous levels that can damage your hearing. In conclusion, we covered the different types of hearing loss, decibel levels, and prevention. Hearing is one of our most important senses. Without it, we lose out on special occasions like as parents, friends, and colleagues. We can't hear our babies cry. We can't hear our kids play. We can't listen to our uncle's favorite stories. There are a lot of things that you can miss out on. All it takes is 30 minutes out of your time to take a yearly hearing test to determine whether your hearing is still healthy or you're beginning to lose your hearing. That's all it takes, 30 minutes. You don't want to end up like Uncle Dan and his favorite nephews and nieces avoiding him because of the fact that it was hard to communicate with him. This concludes my brief. Thank you.
7 minutes.